Alright everyone, in this video we're going to be taking a look at the Galaxy A34 5G's camera. Stay tuned. Alright everyone, hopefully you guys are having a great day. Hopefully everyone is safe out there. We have the Galaxy A34 5G in the house right here, and we just took a ton of videos and a ton of photos on the new A34 5G. Now this device goes for probably $100 less than the Galaxy A54 5G, so this device is going to be $349 in most countries, either €349 or whatever currency that there is in that country. Again, if you guys want one of the best cameras out there at around the same price or even less, the Pixel 6a and I think the Pixel 7 is around $299 right now, so that's a stock Android device. Has a better camera than this. Obviously this camera is pretty decent, but I just need to say that before I start this video because we're gonna have tons of comments on that. And also there are some countries that cannot use Google Pixel devices, so just keep that in mind. There's other people watching this video internationally. Alright guys, so starting off with the rear facing cameras, kind of the same setup as the A54 5G, but we have a triple camera setup. And for a main camera, we're going to have a 48 megapixel wide camera. Our secondary is going to be an 8 megapixel ultra wide. And our third is going to be a 5 megapixel macro camera. Now, this camera is capable of recording at 4K 30 frames per second, 1080p 30 or 60 frames per second, and of course 720p. Of course, our front facing camera or selfie camera is a little bit different from the Galaxy A54. We kind of have this half circle notch or the teardrop notch, which most people call it that, but our selfie camera is rated at 13 megapixels. This is going to be a wide camera as well, and we can shoot at either 4K at 30 frames per second or 1080p at 30 frames per second. So there is no 60 frames per second for a front facing camera, but we do have that on the Galaxy A54 if you needed to know that. Alright guys, so getting into the camera application, obviously our zoom, just like the Galaxy A54, goes up to 10 times zoom, and we are going to be testing that out in this video. We did it on the A54 as well, and if you want to see that video, I'll leave a link in the description down below. But we have our video right here as well. Obviously we can shoot at 4K 30, Full HD 60, Full HD 30, or 720p right here at 30 frames per second. If we go all the way to our portrait mode, obviously this is kind of like a bokeh effect. This kind of blurs out anything that's behind the subject, and it kind of just magnifies what the subject is. I think you guys know how that works. Also, we have our fun mode. This is kind of like what we get on Instagram or Snapchat, where we can, you know, put this on our face and it puts like emojis and little types of filters and stuff. So that's pretty cool that we have that in our native application. Also, going to more, we have AR zone right here. For anyone that doesn't know, you can make your own AR emoji. And if you guys are not familiar with Samsung's ecosystem for the last couple of years, you guys can go to the AR emoji studio and make your own little avatar. And what's pretty cool is this interacts with other applications, and you can use these emojis either, I believe, in Snapchat, on Instagram, and even your text messages. So that's really, really cool. We also have our AR emoji camera, AR emoji sticker, AR doodle, and our deco pick. Next we have our pro mode, which obviously that's pretty self-explanatory. We can kind of modify our ISO, our aperture, and our white balance. For anybody that's used to DSLRs, this is a more technical camera right here. I feel like most are just gonna go with the regular photo mode though, a little bit easier. Also, we have our pro video, which is basically the same thing more or less, but just with the video. We have our single take, we have our night mode. Obviously, that is taking pictures of subjects at night and they brighten up a little bit more. So that one actually pretty surprised me. We took some low light photos, not particularly like at nighttime, like in pitch black, because it isn't going to work that well with it. But we took it in very, very low light situations. We also have our food mode. We have our panorama, our macro camera, super slow-mo, slow motion, and our hyperlapse. So those are all of the things that we have inside of the Galaxy A34's camera right here. Now, I'm going to be showing you some sample videos and some sample photos, and let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I think it is pretty good for $349. Honestly, it's not the best camera in the world. just let you know that right now. You can get the Pixel 6a for $299, and I think the Pixel 7 for like $349, and those are going to knock the A34 5G out of the water as far as the camera goes. Also, I believe there was a little bit of an upgrade from the A33 to the A34, so you guys may be seeing that if you have the A33. The other thing about this, so the A34 compared to the A54 5G, you guys are going to see, if you saw my last video on the A54's camera, the A34 is a little bit more washed out. And also, we don't pick up textures too well, especially on like plushies and different stuff like that. When I was taking pictures of like the Kirby plush on here, it didn't give too much of a dramatic texture on there. So the clarity isn't as great as the A54. So, you know, that's something to look out for. And it's a little bit more washed out. So saturation isn't amazing on here. But I think this is a good overall camera for €349. But these are the photos and videos that you can expect on the new Galaxy A34 5G. And this is the Galaxy A34 at 1080p 30 frames per second. Honestly, so far I'm pretty impressed with the stabilization on both these devices. Definitely some big improvements from the A33 and the A53. Let me know what you guys think though. This is UHD or 4K 30 frames per second on the Galaxy A34. Let me know if you guys know a difference. Let's go more towards the sun right here because kind of shading it out. But let's go ahead and walk around with this. See how the stabilization is on this. Alright guys, so this is the Galaxy A34 4K 30 frames per second. And this is how this device is looking so far. Let me know what you guys think. Next we have the Galaxy A34 1080p 60 frames per second. And lastly, we have the A34 1080p 30 frames per second. Yeah guys, those are the photos and videos on the A34 5G. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think. I think this is a pretty good camera considering it's a series device. I know we're so spoiled in this day and age with these cameras on these phones and these prices. It's insane. So obviously there's better cameras out there. I still think this is pretty good for the price tag considering It's an A34. But again, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like. Also, hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell if you guys want to be notified every time I upload a new video. This has been Safon from TechRight. Peace out, Tech Gang.